Welcome, friends. Today, we're doing another live stream. And because I am unstoppable. How are you? I am fantastic and I'm doing really well. What's happening, friends? So, what have we all been up to? Have we been good? Are we having a nice bonfire night? Americans probably don't know what that is, but it is the day every year when British people join together to burn Catholics or burn a Catholic effigy, you know? So look out if you are that way inclined. Fireworks and all sorts going on. So if you hear any outrageous bangs or anything like that, then that's what it is, you know? Just fireworks and shit. Excuse me whilst I chew. No, whatever time it is where you are, this is like the time I usually start my streams. So if I set one up half an hour beforehand, then you know I'm going to be half an hour. Unless I'm not. I saw a new feature on YouTube when I was setting this stream up and it said stream together. Now, I don't know what that means. But I might investigate it, see if I can get some people on. You know, not this stream, just another time maybe. How are we, friends? Busy? I hope you're all sound. I am eating some expensive chocolate. So let's have a look. What are people saying? DJ says the new tower is a solid okay. Pradeep says, oh, excuse me, wants to get some butternut squash soup and roasted chestnuts for the stream. You are excused. And excuse me whilst I perfumate. Hello, Michael John. Hello, MJ, who is wearing a Parfum de la Nuit 3. Michael John says, burning my newly received Tom Ford Oudwood candle. I've got one of them for winter. I need to get through this Amber Nuit first. In fact, I'm going to crack it. I'm going to put it on. Give us a second. It is bonfire night, so 'tis the season. Oh, it's potent. Of that, there can be no doubt. It's a motherfucking potent candle. I actually saw my friend yesterday who does the wax melts. I should have said to her, do you want one? Gave her some amber and away to make our new house smell nice. Coraman Duck says Bob. Welcome, Bob. Afternoon, Micah. Duck fell asleep, says Stephen. I did not. Stefan even. Is he on the toilet again? Says host beef. I am not. Eugene says hurry up. I shan't. DJ says, we'll sample your brand soon, Eugene, when I have time. Rich Mitch obviously has some clogged pipes right now. Certainly don't. I do not. Getting his ducks in a row, that's more like it. Good evening, Paroli. Good evening, Afonso. Powder Mizu, hello. Shiva says you were in a live stream frenzy. I'm with that. Hello again. More like Dampfire night. It is wet out there. Like, I'm definitely happy staying indoors. I'm not happy staying indoors most of the time. Like, Scent of the day, Erewhon. Spectacular, says Shiva. Mike V says hello. Eli Sob, Essence Oud. Essence Oud. Essence Oud, bloody hell. Essence Oud. Mike V's just completely tripped us up. Just coming in here, just playing pranks on my tongue. I never got to smell that line and I'm raging. Hello, Kavka Zip. How are you? Alfonso says here, an 11-year-old boy did fireworks on the bus. Embarrassing. Yeah, pretty shit, that. It's the type of thing you do when you're 11, though, isn't it? Just do stupid stuff. The dynasty is promised, says Stephs. Powder Mizu says, what are your thoughts on Roger Scandal Cologne, Mitch? Just buy the original, mate. You'll get it for like 10% the price. There's one up for a good deal, $150 for 90%. Should I pull the trigger? No. Which one's Scandal? Is that Heritage? Just buy Heritage by Girl On. It's cheaper. Get it at a discounter. You'll save a fortune. Not a fan of the newer tower, says Pirelli. No, they're not great, are they? Rabbit says, I waited for the postman, but still nothing. These strikes are a menace. Yes. It is coming, though. I mean, it should be, unless it's lost. If you don't get it next week, mate, I'll just send you another one. But I can't keep doing that. You know what I mean? It should be coming. It should be with you. Alfonso says, scent of the day, Diorom Intense. I should be getting that vintage Diorom Intense sometime next week. So we'll be doing an unboxing on that. Have you enjoyed the unboxing videos I've been doing the last few days? Vintage Timbuktu and vintage Messe de Minuit. And I'll tell you, that Messe de Minuit is glorious. What a fragrance that is, by the way. It's called Messe de Minuit. It's meant to stand for like midnight mass. It is fabulous. Myrrh and incense. It's glorious. Ali Boy says Scandal is Eau Sauvage. Oh, I do beg your pardon. Just get Eau Sauvage, pal. Save yourself a fortune, mate. I knew it was one of them. I knew it was something like that. Is it Danger that's Heritage? Certainly do. I really like Parfum de la Nuit 3, even though it's a Roger Bird. That's not a problem. If you like it, you like it. And be happy. Don't feel guilty. But do know what he is. Tom Ford Oud Wood candle on sale at Bloomingdale, says Michael. There you go. Good stuff. I like a sale. Scent of the day, Lancome Hypnose Woman, says Perfecto77. Hello to you. I haven't seen you before. You are welcome here. I like the idea. I like Hypnose. Hypnose is the one with the twisty bottle for men. If I remember correctly, it looks like somebody's got the bottle and like twisted it, like the top from the bottom. You know what I mean? You know, like you can do with like cans of like Coke or something like that. You can twist them and it has this crazy effect. That's what I remember about Hypnose. Unless, of course, I'm thinking of the wrong fragrance, in which case I look like a dick. Powder Mizu says, scent of the day, Dior Sauvage Elixir. I'm very sorry to hear that. Okay, drop that, says Pow. Never tried Eau Sauvage, so my only heads up is Danger or Polo Green. You are in the Philippines, aren't you, or Indonesia? I imagine Eau Sauvage would go down quite well there. It'd be quite good for like the humidity and the heat. Yes, Danger is Heritage, says Powder Mizu. Pradeep says, I just got a vintage Heritage and my God, is it glorious? Yes, it's fabulous. I'm going to wear that soon. I might even wear it tomorrow. It will come. Don't send any more, says Rabbit. I hope it does, you know. That would be deeply upsetting. Some postman out there just rocking vintage derby. Livid. Love the feeling when your parcels clear customs after only a few minutes. Yes. And they just get waved through. It's a beautiful thing. That message in Minuit got held up for like a week. Livid. Well, I wasn't livid, but I was a bit upset. I won't lie. Perfecto says, hello, dear. Thank you. Yes, Twisted Bottle. Great scent. Yes, that's right. Amber Sultan versus Dior Parfum. Amber Sultan. Every day of the week, twice on Sundays. Scandal is out, so leave me with those two. Very nice, says Bob. JP says, scent of the day, the writer by St. Giles. Have you smelled scents by St. Giles? I haven't, but did you wear that the other day as well? Somebody was wearing that the other day and they mentioned it in the chat. Everything nice, duck unboxing, lives, says Steph's. I'm glad you like it. All those Roger Parfum. Oh, bloody hell, Shiva. I was in the middle of reading this comment and it just like disappeared. Waiting for Black Friday, Cyber Monday to see if I can pick up FM The Moon and the new Au Noir discounted, says Mike. I'd sell you mine for what I paid for it, which is like $4.50. But no, I don't like it. Can't send it to Canada either. Waiting for Oh, sorry, I've read that. Yes, Mitch, Indonesia, but I won't be under the sun. We go inside with AC 90% of the time. We hate the sun. Yes, says Powder Mizzou. I can't hack the sun. I cannot hack the heat. It really is like, I can't hack it at all. I'm a Viking. I belong in the Arctic Circle, me. You know what I mean? It's exactly what I look like. It's got Viking DNA, too much of it. Your postman deserves a medal. He works hard for his money, I'll give him that. You know what I mean? Howdy, Natalia. Long time no speak. Vintage Heritage had it on today. Scratching Titch the Rabbit, listening to you with the wife, says Rabbit. Nice. I just listened to your WhatsApp message and I must say I am offended. Good. That's the effect I was going for. Pal says, Mitch, asked the same question to Ramsey and also recommended Amber Sultan. Absolutely. Doc, in hindsight, is the current real patchouli still worth sampling? So, I need to go back. I've got it out in the rotation, in the cupboard to try it. I was going to wear it, right? To see if I've been harsh, to see if I've just to go back and try it again, you know? But if I put that on and it's shit, I'm going to be raging all day. Do you know what I mean? That's what I'm worried about. I'm worried about it being fucking crap. Shiva says, all of Roger's Parfum cologne suck ass. It's targeted for affluent people with little sense of value. Yes. The fragrances completely disappear like Biden's line of thoughts. Sometimes I wonder about getting dementia, you know. Is it like for the person who's suffering it, is it bad? Is it stressful? Is it like do you know what's happening? Or is it just the people around you? Because I know it's stressful for the people around you, you know? That shit's grim. Bless him. I don't think he'll stand for re-election. I'm not getting into politics, certainly not American politics, because you're staring into the abyss at the minute. If you go for the fucking great big orange bloke again, you're in trouble, because he's a fucking idiot. Sorry. I know a lot of people like him, but he's a fucking lunatic, that cunt. The problem you've got is that the bloke who's in there now is no better, you know? The bloke you've got in there now is an absolute nightmare. It just needs to be somebody who isn't one of those two, you know? There are no normal people anymore. You know what I mean? If Biden stands again, he'll get fucking crushed, and rightfully so. If Trump stands again, you'll all get fucking crushed. And the world will turn to shit. Right. Enough of that. I'm spraying real patchouli on myself by Bois 1920. Oops. Now, when I initially sprayed this, right? When I first got it, it was a different colour, so I knew something was wrong straight away. Right? Oh, God! Excuse me. I knew it was different straight away. It's just not as rich. It's just not as thick or as dense or as syrupy or gloopy. I even thought about decanting like 5ml and getting some air in the bottle. Do you know what I mean? Just to see if it was thicker, but it's not. It's gone from being an eau de toilette, which was thick and rich and syrupy and full, to being an eau de parfum, which was like hollowed out and like weak and not great. I bought it on the assumption that it was the eau de toilette because that's what said on the box. And it did, but the bottle was an eau de parfum bottle. And it just was. And Bois 1920 was shit as fuck about it. I got in touch with them and they were like, no, sorry, you bought it off a third-party seller. It's not our responsibility. I was like, I remember this. I'll fucking never, ever forget that. It was fucking awful customer service. Not only do I think it was awful customer service, I don't believe for a second that that was anybody's fault but their own. I think they had more boxes, right, than they had bottles of the eau de toilette. So they used the boxes up and just put bottles of the eau de parfum in the eau de toilette boxes. That's what I think they did. Because I'm not the only person who's ever complained about that. Just noticed my GIT is almost empty. Would you recommend getting an older formula? Yes. Although I don't think Green Irish Tweed suffered as much as the other ones have, but the older bottles are so much better. DJ says, who are we talking about? The executives in the largest democracy in fucking North America. Pain blockers are not working today, says Rabbit. Oh, sorry about that. Dementia. Have you seen The Father with Anthony Hopkins? No. That sounds miserable. The Rock going to be president anyway, says Pradeep. Could be. The problem with politics is that there are only one of those interested. Did I tell you that Erewhon is spectacular? It's spectacular, says Shiva. You did just now. Who's it by? Cav Gazip says Tom Ford for president. No. Takes a bath 3 times a day. He's very neurotic. Make America smell great again. Well, I mean, he's reformulated everything, so it's not as good, like, so. There we go. Fragcom needs to take over British politics. We can bring back Oakmoss, says Drone by since we have left Europe, so really we're not beholden to their fragrance chemical standards. And Brexit, all that's done is just try to destroy fucking standards, really, hasn't it? I recently got Oro 1920. Pretty good leather, but slightly too much vanilla. I can't believe you've got us on this fucking political fucking shit. You've caught us when I haven't been fucking haven't got me guard up. Dementia was horrible for the family and the person suffering from it. Stressful for both sides, says Rabbit. I did not know, genuinely. I didn't know the person who got it. I knew the family suffer, but I didn't know the person who's got it suffers. I like try Perfumum Roma patch then. Brilliant. Anuj, welcome. Floral notes, evening, Rich. Hello, Christoph. How are you? Anuj with the wrench, that's right. Spaved Out says, I watched Eugene and Christo discussing how Tom Ford is a fuckboy brand. I kind of agree. His buyers are mostly hype beasts who care more about brand than anything. I think there's an element of that. Yes, there is definitely that element to the brand. There is that element to his core consumer. There is like the lifestyle brand bro, the lifestyle brand what's the female version of a bro? You know, like that. You know, people who are concerned with how things look rather than how things are. Erdogan is by Dusita. I have got a sample set of Dusita on the way. Phil Stevens says fashionably late. Good evening, Duck and family, says Phil. DJ says new tower feels way too safe after smelling it. I've said this before. I'm worried he's peaked too soon. Well, I say too soon. I worry that he has peaked already and that he will never reach those heights again. You know? He's not new anymore. He hasn't got that novelty. I'm a little sick, and you, says Christoph. I hope I'm not sick, because if I get sick, I'm in trouble. But I'm okay. I feel decent. I feel good. I feel a hell of a lot better than I did this time last week. Babe, says Floral Notes. Thanks. Pow says, does the new Amber Sultan formulation still worth picking up? There's no old presentation for sale here. Pass. Maybe. Smell it and see if you like it. If you like it, you wear it. Steph says, wearing live jazz. 15 sprays, light and fleeting. I like to project. Like it better than jazz, though. Sold my jazz to Ramsey. Just not a fan. Just didn't like it. You would think I'd love it. It's got everything that I should love. It's made by Pierre Bourdon and everything, but nah. Not interested. Just smelled it loads of times and I was like, nah. And it was the keyboard bottle as well, so it went to Ramsey. Thanks to what? Thanks to the legend that is Alan Hansen. Have the full Parfum d'Empire house set on the way. I've got it. Just got it. Smelled Amber Roost today because I was intrigued. What's the word? Curious. And I'm looking forward to smelling it. I'll be doing Filippo Sorcinelli next because there's only 6 of them. I'm going to try and knock them out next week. I need to think of another name for my first impression series. I need to think of another way of going about it because people don't seem to enjoy them, you know? It's not that I'm not bothered about making content that people aren't necessarily enjoying. It's that I get feedback on it. I get people commenting. I get people like talking about them and stuff. But just like when you make one video and it gets 600 views, and then you make like a video about like a sample set, and people give it like what 150, 200 views. It's like what? Why? That's all I'm asking. If it's simply a question that people don't like my style because of it, then I'd change it so that more people would see it and more people would be interested in it. If it was a case that they didn't like the scents and it wasn't something I'd been doing, then I would just keep it the way it was. Do you know what I mean? Titch is in bed having a scratch. Ah, nice. I was brushing my friend's cat earlier. It was fucking loving it. You should have seen the amount of fucking fur I got off it, though. Hairy beast. Fragcom first 2 wrenches within a 10-mile radius of each other, says Bob. Titch is in bed having a scratch. I've read that. Tom Ford ads are overtly sexualized. Yes. Something going on there. Never liked any version of Amber Sultan, says DJ. Ah! It's one of my favorite ever fragrances. I might wear it tomorrow. I'm going to be wearing a lot of things tomorrow by the sound of it. Is it normal to take more time deciding on your fragrance for the day than your clothing? Completely. For me, it is anyway. Some days I just walk up to it, see something and say I'm having that. And then other days I walk up to the thing and I'm like, oh God, and I'm there for like 10 minutes. Today, I wore the vintage Féminité Dubois. The Shiseido version. Absolutely gorgeous. Good evening, Erin V. How are you? Rachel and Anu say hello. For your scent write-ups, should make an Instagram, says DJ. No, absolutely not. Hi, Rich on chat, says Prof. Melvin. Hello, Prof. Melvin. I like your first impression, says Rachel. I've been pestering him, DJ. He would never, says Flora Nuts, and you are right. Rhubarb and Rose are a happy couple in Ikebana, says Bob. I like rhubarb. I was upset when St. Celia didn't send me the zoo's rhubarb. They sent us nearly all the other ones apart from the rhubarb one. I was really interested in that. Mizu says, yes, I do. Smelled it at a store before. Smells great. Heavy amber. Afraid that it might be nauseating, though. It'd be tough wear in Indonesia, you know. Could be Eldo and not the duck. True enough, says Rachel. I think that it could just be that people aren't interested in first impressions. Usually what I do is I usually do like a house. You know, I'll get like, say I've got the Eldo and I'll go through all of them. You know, it's just strange because I'm actually a firm believer that you should make unpopular videos, and I don't mean negative reviews, although you should do negative reviews, definitely, but you should make videos that it doesn't matter how many views they get. You should make them anyway, because in future, like somebody might go back, like there's many times I'll watch a video from like 8-9 years ago about a random brand, you know what I mean? Or a random fragrance from a brand. And it's like, it's really handy. It's great to have that information. The fucking first impressions were like, because I remember Rudy saying something, and it wasn't like a personal criticism. He wasn't being like, oh, Rich Mitch is like wasting me time. But he was like, he said that he didn't learn anything from first impressions. And I thought that's a good point. Like, if you're not learning anything from it, how can you change it to make it so that you do learn something from it? I beg your pardon. Sorry. The number of people in the chat all over the place. But welcome. Scent of the day is Eau de Hermes. It's unusually warm here in DC today, says Prof. Melvin. Vintage Feminité du Bois. Did you know Maurice Roussel did the cedar base for that scent? He did, says Rachel. I believed you the first time, mate, honestly. Christopher Sheldrake and Pierre Bourdon worked on the rest of it, though. Good day, Rich and friends. I've got to be honest, the more I'm smelling this Real Patchouli by Bois 1920, the new one, the worse it's getting. The old one's so much nicer. This one's flat, papery, dry. Good day, Rich and friends. Lily. Hello, Jonathan. Paroli. Scent of the day, Fahrenheit Parfum. No, why it doesn't receive much love. It did at the time. It's just sort of, it's that curse of bringing out fucking 4 fragrances a year, 5 fragrances a year. It's that like stuff gets lost in the wash, you know? Fahrenheit Parfum was like one of their better releases, one of Demarchy's better releases. I wore Fahrenheit Absolute the other day, possibly his best designer line release that he made for the brand, you know? Maybe the best he made for the brand, to be honest with you. I do realise I'm talking about Oud Ispahan and Leather Oud, Patchouli Imperial, all of those decent, Queer Canage, all of those decent fucking Dior Privés, but Fahrenheit Absolute, absolutely brilliant, like. Good evening, Klein on a Zorg. I love that you do an entire house. Please keep doing that. Yes, I will. John knows what's good. The Undertaker, says Bob. Anu says, yes, exactly. Subscribe to Jonathan's channel or you'll be putting time out by the power of my new wrench. Anoush. It's gone straight to his head. Montreal will always be Canada's team, says Bob. I'm abusing my newfound authority, says Anoush. Duck, says Rachel. I learnt a lot. if I'm considering buying that sample set, I'll need to decide if it's worth it. Perhaps not tons of people can afford those huge sets, says Rachel. I just don't know that people are interested in those videos. It's a weird like balance. I'm trying to figure out like why not many people watch them, or like why. I'm not like begging for views. I'm just trying to diagnose the reasons why. You know, I can't use the analytics. The analytics are just fucking, might as well be in Greek. You know what I mean? All things being equal, the female version of a bro is a bro. Oh. Says Phil. I like your first impression, says JP. For more views, give them clickbait titles like Compliment Magnets or These Fragrances Will Drop Panties, but they won't. Some of the fragrances I wear will concrete panties to their owners if they're not fucking careful. Do you know what I mean? I'm going to get them off with a fucking drill. Kevin, how are you? Scent of the day, Aqua de Geo EDP, and I don't give a damn. Fahrenheit Absolute is 100% better than Parfum, but I think Parfum is still a worthy flanker. Yeah, totally. I think I've got the Parfum. It's not bad at all. Fahrenheit Le Parfum is awesome, says Bob, but it tries to do too much, perhaps. It's good that it's got the violet leaf, much more similar to the vintage, right? But there's a big vanilla in it that is just like, what are you doing here? A second what Rachel said, says Prof. Melvin. I'll keep doing them, don't worry. I was just thinking if there's like any sort of like changes or any suggestions or anything like that. I'm always keen to take like suggestions. I can always say no. You can suggest things, and if I don't like it, then I won't do it. You know what I mean? I'm going to have to break down and pony up the coin for the Absolute before it's totally gone. Jonathan, yes. Just joined the chat, but I know why people don't watch those videos, Rich, because people are bastards, says Barry Atrion. Well, that's true. But not all people are bastards. Rich, why not just do what you enjoy, says Klein. I do. I'm not trying to say that. Like, I couldn't make a video that I wouldn't want to watch. You know, you'd be able to tell. I'd be shit. It'd be worse than what they usually are. The standard would be worse than what they usually are. It's a funny one. I'm just interested because the first impressions, sometimes they don't do well. Maybe it's the brands I'm trying them on, you know? I'm not trying to because I know the workman always blames his tools when shit goes wrong, but maybe I should try doing first impressions on because I mean, the Marlin Cut Gem one, I got 1,500 views. That's massive for me. You know, that's 2-3 times what I usually get for a video. So possibly is the brands that I'm doing, but these lesser niche brands, or these more unknown sort of niche brands, unhyped stuff, much deserve their time in the sun. The Affinessence are good fragrances, just fucking woefully overpriced. Fucking 250, 300 quid for 100 ml of a fucking the Cedar Iris one is lovely, but it smells like Prada Infusion D'Homme. Or Infusion de Riz, if you like. It's fucking basically the same fragrance, man. Scandalous. One of them was oh, this is the first time turmeric's ever been used in a fragrance. That's a lie. That's just patent. You can. All you've got to do is go on Fragrantica and say that that's not true. You know what I mean? It's who are you trying to kid? It's these brand owners, and I don't know the brand owner. Could be a lovely person. Could be fucking Mother Teresa. Not that she was a particularly lovely person, but you know what I mean. Fucking they just talk absolute bollocks and think that nobody's going to suss them out, man. We live in the age of the internet, man. I totally dig first impressions of the whole house. It's a brilliant compendium, but not Alto, says Natalia. Good evening, nonsensical. Scent of the day, Ambra Calabria. Daryl. Hello, Daryl. Don't try to figure it out. I think it's impossible, says Klein. No, I don't want to become too self-conscious or like self-awareness. Turmeric is hard to wash out, or is that cumin? I think you're thinking of cumin. Turmeric's like the thing that they put in coffee. It's a little bit creamy. It's a little bit sweet. It's a little bit spicy. It's a little bit interesting. It's interesting. I'm curious about Akkad Luban Foreign Amber, smelled long ago, apparently being reformulated. You want to talk to Ramsey. He's got it. I was going to get that bottle from Manouche, but it was a little bit dear for me for a 75ml. Just generally, you know. And Manouche has got good prices. I hate to think what it would be on the actual fucking market. Like, maybe it's more grad school level, so self-selected audience. Yeah, no, I get what you're saying. There are, like, only certain people are going to be interested to find out about certain fragrances doing, you know what I mean? I thought that maybe it was people weren't watching it because I did the first impressions on paper. But that's how I go about discovering fragrances. If I'm in the shop, the first thing I'll do is I'll be like, oh, spray it on paper. And then if I like it on paper, then I'm inclined to spray it on skin, you know? Like a sales associate will always say to you, look, the best thing to do is spray it on skin, and that's true, right? But if it smells like shit on paper, or if it's not interesting at all on paper, why would you want to put it on skin in the first place? You know? I'm painting a wall, but I'm here listening. Christy's always busy, isn't she? She's always up to something. She doesn't waste a moment. Hello, Duck. Hello, Christy. Some people are bastardettes. Says Phil. However, I watch it either way for Rich. Lovely, Natalia. Christy, are you in any way related to Christy now? No. God, no. She's not weird like that fucker. Hey, everybody. Whoa. Where's Heinz 57 sauce? Did you shame him again? No, he comments on all the videos. I think he's just got a life, which you hate to see. You know what I mean? Bless him. He can't watch the streams all the time. He's got a life. Sorry, not that I'm slating anybody. Could be the brands, says Rachel. Yeah, it could be the brands, to be fair. Maybe some think it's just for self-purchasing decisions. Well, I mean, to be fair, it is like, you know what I mean? Scent of the day, Hiram Green, re-release of Shangri-La. Let me tell you, Mitch, most people don't care about stuff that isn't hyped because they are sheep, says DJ. Well, that's their problem. Like I say, I'm not looking, I've said this before, I'm not looking to try and grow the channel. You know what I mean? I'm not trying to reach, I want to reach the right people, not the most people. You know? Just interesting, that's all. In-depth review is more informational than first impressions. No, that's true. I'm going to do a review this week, maybe of Au Noir. I don't know if you've seen it, but Dave has done a review of Au Noir, and I thought, I could review that. I need to get back into review mode. I haven't done a review for about 6 or 7 months, man. It's been ridiculous. Didn't review any of the... maybe I did. Maybe I reviewed one, I think Vetiver or something like that. But I didn't review hardly anything from the spring and summer collection. The reaction of a first impression is always interesting. Horror, indifference, or newfound love, says Drawn by Sense. I tell you, that message in Minwee is gorgeous. How do you like it, Rick? What is the most fun part for you personally on YouTube? Streams or recording a specific format? I have got a few different formats, and some of them are easier to do. I like the streams because it's the interaction, and I like the time of night I do it as well. It's that I do it between 8 and 10 at night, my time, and that's the sort of time when I'm like winding down, I'm chilling, and it's nice to have like the interaction before I go to sleep. I don't know about you, but like before going to sleep, when you start getting tired and stuff like that, you start like thinking a lot. So it's this time of night that I like to try and do that, to try and like break that cycle. You know, you've made it, says Micah. It's nice, quite full and powerful for his normal style, says Rachel. Shangri-La's great fragrance and house and hotel, says Bunny Burner. Yes, that's right. JJ says, Mitch, with your collection, would you even finish a large bottle at this point, or is it really that big of a deal? There are a number of bottles, like Pavarotti's 125ml bottle, and I've only got about 25ml of that left. That'll be gone this time 6 months, 7 months, you know. When it gets to maybe I'll wear it in the next few weeks. Maybe not. Maybe I'll just put it away for spring. Because it's a very bright and happy fragrance for me. You know, even though it's a patchouli, like that'll get used, and that's a 125ml bottle. I do use my fragrances. Yeah, I think I never smell the original, but quite like this one, says Rachel. Very low cases of dementia in India because of the curry spices, I think, says Bob. I don't know about that, mate. Maybe it's because they've got a shorter life expectancy. Low cases of dementia, high cases of everything else, says Kevin. Poor people, I feel sorry for them. It's a caste system over there. That's abhorrent, isn't it? Absolutely awful scenes, that. Like the fucking class system we had in this country until about 70 years ago. Disgusting, really. Love chamade in any formulation. Yes, Bob, curry powder is medicinal, says Phil. Turmeric and tart cherry are the best inflammation killers. Fight the farmers, says Bob. Mate, I can tell you now that the fucking anti-inflammatories that I'm on are fucking better than turmeric and cherry. I hate it when the presentation of fragrance channels becomes too polished, puts me right off, says Nick S. Yes, I feel the same way, actually. Rachel says, friends, my toddler has decided to paint the walls now. I've got to run. See you later, Rachel. I'm going to shock the Brits by saying there ain't no one curry that means anything, like rice. Yes. Yes, Pradeeps, you're right. It's like a genre, is it not? I'll be honest, Shamad Hom didn't grab me right away, but I've really grown to love the florals. I sold my Shamad Hom to Greggy Boy. Bob, which reminds me I need to get some curry powder. Tomorrow, 1987, Ma Liberté. Is that a P2? I use my frags to big but not as big spray. 2, but not a big spray. Depends what fragrance it is. I'll lather myself in Pavarotti, to be fair. And I like to reapply it as well. Putting down the paintbrush to type that I listen to live streams I've missed before going to sleep because it does keep me from thinking about other stuff. I get it, Rich. Yeah. You know what I mean, Christy. Yeah, it stops you from thinking. Do you want to try the Liberté? Mysore Sandalwood, says Rabbit. Yeah, I'd try it, if you like. Christio, darn kids, did Rachel's toddler get my paintbrush, says Rachel. I don't know, but I've caught up with the chat. Now I'm going to go to the bathroom. It was 2 minutes. Don't go anywhere. Ooh. I'll be back. Woof. I have returned. I have seen your plans from the bathroom. I was keeping an eye on you. I've seen what you were doing. I know who the offenders are. Oh, excuse me whilst I take some tablets. Let us see what is going on. Ooh. I beg your pardon. Excuse me whilst I hydrate. Oof. Tasty. So, know how I said I sprayed that Bois 1920 Real Patchouli before? I think some of it has got into my mouth because I can taste fucking soil. I can taste like that earthiness, you know? Some of the particles have got into my mush. Upsetting times. Peter's making disgusting food again. Let's all leave at once and freak him out. Let's not. We run this live show now, says Afonso. You do not. Arnold quote for the loo. I'm signing off and signing back on, says Phil. He's just WhatsApped me, says Fragrance View. That's true, I did. I called him a tit. No, I didn't. I called him a Burke. But you can be assured that I'll be calling him a tit later on. No singing today, says Klein. Not today. Rude, says Peter. True. Let everyone write, we love the Leon, says Afonso. Do not. Peter, did you see if there was a glory hole? His watching. Dirty. You guys need to pull your head out the gutter. Crikey, says Peter. A new shirk to spanner duties. He let us reign free. Yuck, says Nick. Cocoa is currently in my mouth too, says Lily. Kinda. Cocoa what? Does anyone know if Pavarotti was involved in creating the scent? And has it been any popular back in the day? I would imagine that he would have had to have smelled it and he would have had to have said, yes, okay, sign off on that. I would imagine. But I don't know anything about him wearing it or using it or anything. It was probably just a money grab. It's quite tasty, says Peter. It was a random experiment, but it worked out good. It was foul. I cooked porridge mixed oats with semolina, then mixed in a spoonful of peanut butter. That is foul. Tell them about the other horrible shit you eat. Fucking pizza 4 times a week. Fucking pasta. Pasta that looks like penises. What was it, Peter? Stop abusing him, says Lily. I will not. Good idea, I imagine. That has decent proteins, like a gruel. Yeah, it is. It's foul is what it is. Not gruel, foul. I saw Pavarotti balsamic vinegar yesterday, says Pradeep. I'd wear that, you know. I'd at least try it on skin. Anush says, I took notes on all the conspirators. That's right. He's my Gestapo Patel. I don't know if that works. I think it does. Anuj is my Gestapo Patel. Rich, honestly, could you elaborate why you hate the Leon so much? Just don't like the smell? The texture is very creamy with the added semolina. Rich thinks spaghetti looks like a penis for some reason. Not just spaghetti. Penne. Peter is sucking on tubes at home by himself. Uh-oh, Anuj with the clipboard, says Lily. Rich, which do you hate more, the Leon or Uncut Gem? Uncut Gem, it's not even close. I don't like the Leon because of the way it smells. I don't like Uncut Gem because it's fucking awful, because it's appallingly made. It uses cheap materials in large quantities. It is very badly finished, you know? Doesn't smell like a Frederick Malle fragrance, doesn't smell like a $425 fragrance. That's probably the most offensive part. Well, it's one of the most offensive parts, aggravatingly offensive, you know? The price. The price is scandalous for what it is. You're getting a Sauvage derivative for $425. It's sickening. Pavarotti is very vinegary, says Bob. Not the fragrance, isn't it? I'm always on the good list, says the floral notes. JP says, have you also picked the names for the other two Les Abstrait? No. Just the first one. And a moment of inspiration, which shall almost certainly never be repeated. It was as if, like, some kind of fucking alien came down from space and whispered it into my ear. Like, it felt like the name, like, was just sort of, like, channeled through us. Didn't actually feel like I came up with it, you know what I mean? Because if you look up the douleur exquise in French literature, it's like a common trope through French literature about heartbreak and about like pain and love and stuff like that. It just fit beautifully. It was an amazing thing. Like, yeah, it was just one of them things. But no, I didn't come up with the other two. I contributed. We talked about them, but I didn't. It wasn't like a flash of, like I say, I'm good for one of them about once every 6 to 9 months. Like, the rest of the time, I'm just talking words. Like, yeah, Peter eats penis pasta, and penis pizza as well. He absolutely fucking loves it. Down in one. Uncut Gem is the most expensive mall here in Canada, says Paroli. Yeah, it's the worst as well, I promise you. It's awful. Lily says, Leon's incenseness reminds me of the sticks we burn for Lunar New Year. I think Rich could do children's audio books as a side hustle, says if there is such a thing. I don't know what you mean. Why do you say that, Lily? Somebody else, Dura Rose, keeps telling us I've got a gorgeous voice. Keeps telling us it's a sexy voice. I don't know if that's just Dura Rose being Dura Rose or if that's even a thing. To me, the Leon smells perfect. It gets me every time. Sound. I'll tell you something else as well. I don't like Shalimar. Got a vintage Shalimar eau de toilette from the 80s in the Coke bottle style from Anouge. And I just don't like that type of labdanum. I like other labdanums when labdanum is in a fragrance, but it's not the star of the show. When it's the star and it's got this rubbery. You see, me and Eugene were talking about this the other day. This style of fragrance where it's rubbery. Eugene likes that, not necessarily a rubbery smell, but a rubbery style. Eugene likes that. I don't. That's just another instance of me and Eugene liking completely separate things. Do you know what I mean? Yeah. But if you like it. Don't be put off by the fact that I don't. You know? Like, loads of people, like, there was a channel, Patchouli Pappy, who's a really nice person, really good person, you know. I think he said that me and him, he's a bit like me and Eugene as well. Like me and him, our tastes don't overlap. But he likes watching my videos. He thinks they're entertaining. He thinks they're cool. Like, if it's so reliable that me and him's taste is so opposite, then if I say I hate something, he should go out and buy it. He'd probably like it. You know what I mean? And that's sound. And I enjoy watching his channel. He's sound as well. You know? Oh, shit. Aaron Carter's died. Fuck off. That can't be true. Oh! His brother was in the Backstreet Boys? How the fuck has he died? Oh! That is pain and suffering. That is 3 years younger than I am. You hate to see it. I wonder if he's took his own life. He was in Lizzie McGuire, wasn't he? Do you know they're all saying that he's died, right? They're all saying that he's died, not giving a cause of death, which implies to me that he's taken his own life, because that's what they do. They don't give you the fact that, because there's a lot of people who do copycat suicides, so they just say that somebody passed away suddenly, or they just say that somebody died. Poor sod. Maybe it was an overdose. Maybe it wasn't. I don't want to speculate. That is terrible news. That. Anyway, bless him. 3 years younger than me. I always find it so strange when somebody who's younger than me dies. That is very sad. Yeah, he's drowned in the bath, though. I mean, fucking Wikipedia reckons a lot of things, to be honest. I mean, he's drowned in the bath. I mean, was he not a good swimmer? Is that what they're trying to say? Jesus Christ. Like, there must have been other reasons, you know? But, again, shouldn't speculate. Shouldn't speculate. I mean, I've just spent the last 10 minutes fucking speculating, but you know what I mean? Poor sod. Penne pesto with chicken, little broccoli. I had leek and potato soup today, and it was absolutely gorgeous. Cream of leek and potato soup, if you will. It's all about how it's seasoned. A little bit of pepper, a little bit of salt. Watching that Uncut Gem review gave me stomach ache from laughing, says Nick. Yes, there is. I was going towards that kind of effect, although I was genuinely outraged by that fragrance. Like, genuinely, I felt like that, you know? But I don't mind people creasing. I don't mind people laughing at the outrage. There's like comedic value in that. I get it, because I used to love One Foot in the Grave, which is a British TV show about an old man who just has old man probably just like goes around and sees the world around him, and he's just absolutely shocked by it. And there is absolute fucking comedy value in that. I get it. Like, but genuinely, that is the way I feel. I stand by every word in that review. Scandalous perfume. Scandalous for the price. Victor Meldrew, not Richard. Well, yes, Richard Meldrew. That's me. Yes, you're right. Iris Silver Mist rolls nicely off the tongue. I wouldn't like to put it in my mouth, but I would like a bottle of it. A vintage one. We have people in places looking for them. I know one of the other two. People will be disrespecting Eugene's decision to hold off on revealing them. They shouldn't. People should just wait. People should just wait and allow Eugene to take them on the journey. You know, people need to show restraint and just relax and let Eugene take them, because it'll be worth waiting for. Hello, beautiful people. Hello, Fernando. Got a bottle of Ciaho Hang. Not what I was expecting, even if I was not expecting anything. I know what you mean, strangely enough. Like, you weren't expecting anything, but you weren't expecting that. Yeah, I know what you mean. I liked Ho Hang. It's like a citrusy amber, but I prefer Ho Hang Club. Ho Hang Club's absolutely immense. You know what? I am actually amazed that on live streams you refrain from the F bombs, but on messages they're like a dozen a minute. The fuck you talking about? People need more patience with the lads abstract disclosure, says Bob. I think there's a lot of character in your voice. You could put a lot of life into the stories and the characters in them. I don't know, says Lily. I do express through me voice. Scent of the day, Histoires de Parfum, Marty de Sade, says Matrax. Welcome. Who's the real Patchouli Pappy? I think you could be one, Rich. I could be. Aaron Carter dead at 34, that's right. Died in the bathtub. The dude's been a mess for a while. Has he? I didn't know that. 34's nothing, though. I know he's got tattoos on his face, and I mean, that's never a fucking sign of, like, sanity, is it? You know what I mean? Unless you're a Maori. Unless you're from like the islands, like New Zealand and like Australia and Samoa and like all those like in like Pacific islands, you know, they like to tattoo their face and they're perfectly sane because it's part of their culture. But like white people, British, Americans, you know, leave it to the Polynesians. That dude's been a mess, died in the bathtub. It says they found him in the bathtub. That's a shame. Who dares disrespect Eugene? Give me the names. I'll throw my wrench at them like Patches O'Houlihan. I have two, says Floral Notes. He beat Shaq in basketball. Wikipedia reckoning drowns. Child celebs have horrible lives. Yes. Scandalous. Jean Tesk. Woohoo! My power just came back on. Windstorm last night. Sorry I'm late. Welcome, Jean. How are you? Correction, he did beat Shaq. Has anyone tried Cuir de Lancôme? Yes, I have. Any good? I was underwhelmed. I was expecting more. It was nice. It was good. But I was expecting more. I must admit, I like Lancôme as a house. I don't have many Lancôme, but the stuff I've tried I've thought was decent. It's just not necessarily my taste, you know? But yeah, Cuir de Lancôme, I was expecting more. It was nice, though. So just don't spend a lot of money on it because I know it's been discontinued. Oof! It's not worth a lot of money for my money. What? It's not worth a lot of money in my opinion. Ooh. Sorry, I'm just throwing things around my bedroom, like. Where am I? Shit. Where are we? Oh no. I'm a stupid man. Why have I done that? Sorry, I'm just fannying about on my phone. Rich, did you ever try to make a perfume? No, and I never will. Because I'd be fucking awful at it. I can't tell you how bad I would be, but it's incomprehensible. It's unspeakable how bad I would be at that shit. I am definitely a consumer. I am definitely a punter. Like, I don't try to be an expert on the fragrances. I do know a little bit, but I'm not like a researcher. Like Ramsey's like more in depth into that sort of like detail and stuff like that. Mine's more of an overview. I'd rather signpost you towards things that you could then find out yourself. I hate to use that term as like, I'm not a details man. Like, I'm not like, I mean, don't get us wrong. I do know some, and I do know more than like most people walking down the street about perfume, obviously, you know what I mean? You pick it up by osmosis. But there are some other people, I'm definitely not saying I'm like the expert around, you know? There are other people who know a lot more than I do. It's not what I'm saying. Worst thing is tribal tattoos when the person with them has no idea what the fuck they represent. I like the idea that some people who get like Chinese and Japanese characters have no idea what they actually say, you know? Like, I like the idea that, like, somebody's got, like, some Sanskrit written on them and it's like a recipe for parsley soup, you know? And they have no idea. Live, love, laugh. That can fuck right off as well. I don't do any of those things. Is Modern Lauder for men worth it? Yes, more so than any other fragrance you'll pay 70 quid for at retail. HDP has a kit you can buy, says Matrax. I'm interested in that. Oh, no, sorry. I thought you meant a sample kit. Sorry. No. I'm not interested in making a fragrance, to be honest. Just not something I'm interested in whatsoever. Jean says, scent of the day, Cuir de Chine Les Indomables. Good fragrance. Not one that I would buy, though. Erin says, Pradeep, Cuir de Lancôme is beautiful. I love it. It is insanely priced online, though. Yeah, just be careful. Bob says, our kidney pie is good. No, nothing with fucking the piss filter in. No good can come of that shit. Same with liver. You know, people who eat liver, psychopathic. Just why? Like people who eat haggis. No, stop that. Duck featuring Aaron Terence Hughes. Quite. Aaron Terence Hughes, I think, is a good review. I like. Nick N says, lots of us love porn, but we don't feel the need to get a film crew in. You speak for yourself. I just appreciate the art. Yeah, I know what you're saying. I wouldn't like to, I wouldn't like to necessarily, some people they love that shit though, you know? Some people want to go further down and some people want to take it to a place where they're creating perfume, they're making perfume, they just want, like, some people want, like, the ingredients so they can understand the perfume better. I just can't imagine anything worse, like, you know? I can't imagine anything that would spoil the magic as quickly. Do you know what I mean? I like the whole picture rather than seeing the brush strokes. You know, like standing too close up to a painting, all you will see is brush strokes. You have to step back from it to see the whole, you know. And that's what I like to do. I like to view it from a distance. I like to view it at arm's length. That might just be a facet of my personality. Some people like to get right in there and see the working parts and that. It's not my thing. Aaron, it's available for €90, says Pradeep. Nick S says, I think it's great. No, it's denser, as powerful as the vintage, but still worth having. In fact, I prefer it. Micah says, my brother got a no fear tattoo as a teen in Chinese characters. Didn't say no fear, lol. And Micah says, yeah, I found a bottle for 63 USD. I'd just buy that, like. Cheapest chips. There's a lot of fragrance for 63, that. I look at the DIY section of base notes occasionally. That stuff sounds really complicated. Yeah, fuck that. I can't be arsed with that. I just want to chill and enjoy it, man. You know? Just relax. Good evening, Adam D. It's why many film directors can't watch their films for... Yeah. Totally say it. Like, if you were an actor or if you were a fucking director, watching films would be fucked for you. Good day, Lagonda. Scent of the day, Kidney by Liver Atelier. Stop that. Agree. I don't want to spoil the magic of experiencing the whole composition altogether, says Jean. No, I don't either. I just want to continue on the way I'm going and enjoying it. You know? The lost art of just enjoying things for what they are. Like, I have a healthy respect for those people who want to take things apart and put them back together and learn and find out about things and like make things better. Definitely. But at the same time, that's not what I'm like, you know? I like to sit and relax and talk and discuss and experience, you know? It's just one of those things. There was blood upon the rises. I once deeply studied humour. Nothing was funny anymore. Oh dear, Klein. I think €90 is reasonable, says Aaron. I would buy a backup in a second for that price. Perfume appreciation expert. Duck. Quack. That's me. I enjoy just like relaxing and taking it in, you know? Just taking the perfume in. Some people find that very hard to do, you know? Some people find it very hard to just sit back and just let things come at you. You know? Let them wash over you. I think that it's a dying art. It's a lost art. Oh, an itchy arm. What am I going to wear tomorrow? I don't know. I wonder if I could put a poll up in the chat. Can I put a poll up in the chat? Chat publicly as Rich Mitch. That's right. I will chat publicly as Rich Mitch. You see if I don't. So I can see top chat. I can see live chat. Save highlight. Mute microphone. Enable flash. That's not what I want to do. Change the camera. No. Poor Monsieur. You what? It's deep as November. I can't wear that. That's not in the rotation for November. Heritage says Pro Deep. I could wear Heritage tomorrow. Jean says, tried a sample of Angel Share by Killian last night. Not my style. I don't drink, and boozy frags make me feel a little ill. No, I don't drink either, but sometimes I like a boozy frag, even though they come across as a little bit sweet sometimes. I tried Ambra Rousse on my hand today because I couldn't wait. So I tried that, and I tried Vetiver Bourbon by Parfums d'Empire. And Ambra Rousse is very boozy on me. Monsieur, says JP. I thought about that. I thought about Monsieur today, actually, and yesterday. I might wear it soon. When I have a day off, I'm wearing different stuff every 2 hours, says Klein. Yeah, I'm talking about my scent of the day, though. The one I put on my chest. Oh, excuse me. Rich, what's the Piccadilly Circus District all about historically? Piccadilly Circus? It's not like a proper circus. It's not like a circus with elephants and bears and fucking trapeze artists and that. It's a circus, like it's not like a roundabout or a circle or something. It's just big and round. I think that's what it is. How the hell do I know that? You're best off just fucking Googling it or something like that, mate. Wikipedia will tell you. But I'm sure it's just like a round, like circular. You know how circuses are round? Like the circus ring is round. Obviously, that's why it's called a circus. I think it was just like a round interconnection. I sampled Band D for the second time today, and it's still shite, says Nick S. The new one is Ramsey really likes his version, though. I can't remember which one he's got. Lagonda says, I'm not able to post a poll. No, so sorry, JP, I can't figure it out. How long does Habit Rouge EDT last on you, Rich? It seems very fleeting to me, no matter how much I spray. I think I had the eau de cologne. I don't know how long the EDT lasts for. Because I'm not huge. Not huge on Habit Rouge, to be honest with you, but the EDC sets seem to do quite well. I vote Heritage EDT, says Phil. Manchester Piccadilly or London Piccadilly, asks Adam. Monsieur by Mal, great stuff on a chilly day, says Jean. The brand Lorenzo Pazzagalli. Pazzaglia. Seems to be cheating on Fragrantic. All their frags, 4.3, 4.4 eternal, great value, etc. Says product. You never know, maybe they are. Have they all got similar numbers of votes? Mike says, did you see the Cherries bottle at a game what against Leeds? Aye, that fucking Jesse Marsh. Jesse Marsh. He's a lucky man, isn't he? Floor Note says those animals shouldn't be used as entertainment like that. No, it's a very Victorian concept, isn't it? How many votes have they got, Pradeep? Have you smelled Great Britain by the Dove? Don't think so. I can honestly say I'm not keen to smell any of his fragrances. I would rather smell the originals. In fact, I've probably got most of the originals of the fragrances that he's released. Because he bases them all on the classics. Essentially what he does is he reformulates those fragrances properly, puts the money that should be into them, right? Because brands like Guerlain and Hermes and Dior and these other fragrances that he has released, he's taken the ideas, he has got them rebuilt them properly, unlike their original owners, made them the way that they should smell, and then released them for the extra money. All that extra money, says, and then quite rightly points out and says, go around the rest of the store, smell the other perfumes, right, and see which ones smell better, mine or theirs. That's where your money's going. Compelling, very compelling. Doesn't change the fact that the fragrances that he's selling were somebody else's first. They smell very, very similar at best. Piqué retiring on the weekend is well dodgy, says Adam. He's doing it because Barca are in trouble. You know, they're in trouble financially. They can't afford to pay him. That's what he's doing, because they didn't qualify for the next round of the Champions League. That's what's happening. Does Imaginary Authors make anything worth buying? Not that I've smelled so far. I would like to get the sample set, but I've only smelled one or two of them, and I thought they were fucking bang average. Like, at best. Hermes was very consistent till age 24. Even Gallo was very traditional French style. I don't think that Eleanor has a traditional French style. I think he's got a unique style, but I think it's overrated. Massively so. I think he's hugely overrated, Jean-Claude Elena. Declaration for me is a massive ISO-y bomb. You know, I don't think Declaration's all that it's cracked up to be. There's a few Hermescents that I like. Tour de Hermes I like. But I think he's got his style and he struggles. I think he really struggles to... branch out or do anything like different from that. I don't think he's got the broadest palette. Imaginary Authors blending and bottles are poor, says Micah. Yeah, they had real trouble with their bottles about 7 or 8 years ago. I remember everybody saying that they were leaking and evaporating. Lily says, painting my nails black, looking more emo than chic. And Jean says, I think Cape Heartache is an amazing fir tree and rainy foresty scent. I live in Seattle and it really captures the forest after rain smell here. Dark purple lipstick too, says Manly Sense. Spaced Out says, I love JCA style. Declaration was love at first smell. I love that orange peel. Could only wear his stuff for the rest. Could wear his stuff only for the rest of my life. Agree, Lily. Don't like the nail style and colours at the moment. Miss the French what? What you call it? Any favourites by Alberto Maria, says Matrax. Vetiver, original Vetiver by Creed. That's an Alberto Marias. And then the other one that was the same from Mugler. The fucking cologne. Mugler cologne. I'm trying to think of other stuff I've got by Alberto Marias. But it's I can't off the top of my head. Yeah, I think Elena fans love that about him, says Nick. No, I totally understand. I get it. I know what you're saying. Like, yeah, Eugene loves it about him. Eugene likes that kind of style, that thin sort of airy, light touch, you know? And Jardin sur le Trois is a nice fruity summer. I like the Jardin line. I introduced my friend to that the other day, Klein, and she was loving them. She liked Monsieur Lee, which I really like it. Someone is selling Creed Vetiver 1948 on Parfuma. Would love to sample that one. 1948. Not sure about that. Have you smelled Secretions Magnifique? No. I was hoping it would be in the Aldo sample set, but it was not. Bigarade Concentré, maybe my fave. JCE, says Pradeep. I think my favourite is probably Vetiver Tonka or Tour de Hermes, to be honest. Any favourite Armani Privés? Probably just the Bois d'Anson. Maybe the Mer one as well. Or is it Ambra Eccentrico? My favourite one would be the Bois d'Anson, but the performance is absolutely fucking despicable. Like, the performance on this Real Patchouli is disgusting as well, by the way. It's fucking nearly disappeared off my hand. It's only been like an hour. No, I will not watch the fucking... I'm subscribed to loads of museums. And I'm also subscribed to, you know, Yale, the university. There's a YouTube channel called Yale Courses, right? And fuck me, they spammed me timeline the other day. Put about 15 videos out one after the other. I was livid. I was like, what if there's like a video dropped at the same time as one of these? Say, like, you know how Gent Sense releases a video at the same time every day, right? Where these fuckers just like fucking data dumped essentially and just dropped like fucking 15 videos all at once. I was like, what if there was something like released half an hour before you did that I want to watch? What the fuck? You know what I mean? Dickheads. There's no need for that. There's me just calling one of the most prestigious universities in the world dickheads. Spaced Out says, Iris Ukiyo-e is currently my favorite Hermes essence. Can't wait to try Paprika Brazil. I like Paprika Brazil. You've got to remember about Paprika Brazil, right, is that it's an iris fragrance. Paprika Brazil is an iris fragrance, I'm telling you, right? It's got that paprika at the top. It's got that chili paprika thing going on at the top, and then it's gone, and it's an iris. So strange. Good, though. Martrax says that the old bottle of Bois d'Anson, they say the old bottle of Bois d'Anson had the longevity. Hard to see. Incense notes are fucking impossible to get to last. Avignon does a good job of it, actually. Because you get a little bit of incense all the way through. Obviously, it changes towards the end and stuff, becomes like more synthetic, more sort of vanillic and stuff like that. But fucking incense notes disappear unless it's incense extreme, which smells like you're on fire. Literally, it smells like you're on fire. It smells like somebody's doused you in petrol and then set you on fire. Incense Extreme by Andy Tower. It's fucking outrageous. I think it's discontinued, Spaced Out 6 product. Creed Vetiver, very much discontinued. I love my Monsieur Lee until my mother started wearing it regularly. It's hers now, says Bob. Yeah, I know what you mean. I think Armani Oud Royale is a great incense in it. That's why I bought a bottle the other day, says Spaced Out. No, Matrax, I don't have any other Comme de Garçon. I got the Avignon as a present off Spy and Mash, the lovely Spy and Mash. He was very kind. But I don't have any of the other ones. I do have samples from Lucky Scent of the rest of that line, the incense line. And they're all right, but Avignon's the best. And the Dabbas as well, because they're from Lucky Scent. The bastards. So hard to sample them without getting enraged. Have you tried black? No, I haven't. I've tried a few of them. I thought they were all right. I know Nuja's got a couple of vintage ones, like older ones. But they're very synthetic. They're all like, they're like Diptyque. They're like almost exclusively synthetic fragrances, you know? Which are your favorite Hermes essence, Rich? Vetiver Tonka. Vetiver Tonka. Eh? Paprika Brazil, Ambra Narguile, Santal Messiah. Santal Messiah is one of those fragrances you can put 30 sprays on and it still won't over fucking push anything. You know? Lovely fragrance. Type of fragrance you can spray from head to foot. Just like spray it on your legs. You know? It won't ever be too strong. It's beautiful for the fucking hot weather. Bought a bag of cheap atomizers for my lucky scent dabbers, lol. Just get 2 of each and then you'll be able to fill one. It's ridiculous the way they carry on with their samples, man. I mean, grow up. It's nearly 2023. What you doing using dabbers, man? Sort it out. Brinda Religieuse, that's a nice one as well. What do you think of the Tom Ford Oud Wood? I can see why people do fancy it. What are your thoughts, says Adam? My thoughts are that I think it's all right. And Eugene hates it. And some other people love it. I don't feel that strongly either way about it. I think it's nice enough, but I wouldn't spend the kind of money they're asking for it. I have a decant of a Peace Marine. I need to try it again soon. I've got one of those 15 mils of it. Like, I think it's like a salty version of Eau de Hermes. Last Comme de Garçon I really liked was Rouge, says JP. Rouge was awesome, that beetroot note. Today at the mall, I sprayed 4711 once on my wrists as a lark, and it lasted 4 hours easy. Jesus. That's handy. Costume National has Comme de Garçon beat the last few years. Homme Parfum is really great. The Homme Eau de Parfum's fantastic. It really is a lovely fragrance. I think it's a rejected Tom Ford. Smells like a Tom Ford fragrance. There's no way they aren't hearing complaints about the dabbers. It's just because it's fuck cheaper for them. Dickheads. My track's absolutely thinking about getting a bottle of Rouge, says JP. Hey, Natalie. Hey, says Natalia. I haven't found a Tom Ford I really like besides that Black Oak and Plum Japonais, says my track's Tobacco Oud for me. Amber Absolute's good. Tuscan Leather's a great fragrance. I've got loads of Tom Fords. Beau de Jour, Vert d'Anson, Noir Extreme, Grey Vetiver. Proddy, what would be your knock against Rosic Urbana, says Bob. Beau de Jour's amazing, says Paroli. Yes, I agree. I'm going to the bathroom again. Do not leave. I wonder where Anuj is. I wonder if he's guarding the gate. Nobody leave. I'll be back. I have to put the candle out like I'm suffering. Hold on. Oh, it's covered in wax. The lid. Sick. Welcome, friends. Once again, I've returned to you. Whoops, a daisy. Oh, fireworks are going off outside, unless the Mongols are besieging my house again. Will they never learn? Grey vetiver is amazing. Pre-fragcom greatness, says Bob. How's that iris from Hermes brilliant? Does it remind you of other iris perfumes? Yes, but if you want the best, iris, a waxy, rooty iris, then get Iris Sondra by Naomi Goodsir. You can get samples from Essenza Nobile in Germany. It's which grey vetiver is most suitable for you? Well, the EDT's been discontinued. How do you think which perfume makes his restroom deodorant, says Natalia. Nail varnish fumes are getting to me, says Flora Notes. It's a cheap night out. Oh shit, it's bonfire night, I forgot, says Lily. Drive by, says Bob. That's the Mongols are besieging my house again. Oh, Rich is fighting with someone in the bathroom. Morse code, says Klein. SOS, Guy Fawkes, remember that if you cross us, we will dismember. Must be the chicken he stepped on in the previous episode, says Natalia. Pradeep says mixed on it, like the rose rhubarb combo, but the green facet is kind of thorny and overall a little too fruity. I feel for the cats and dogs, says Adam. Yeah, I'll tell you what it is, horses as well. Because there's I live near fields. Well, I mean, there's literally a field out the back of my house. You've seen the back of my house before. Literally a field, and there's horses in those fields. They'll be fucking shitting themselves. Because horses aren't the brightest, they're skittish as well. Little brains, big animal, little brain. They'll be fucking terrified, the idiots. Too watery for you, Pradeep, says Bob. Try anything from DS and Durga? Yes. Tried Bowmakers and I really, really, really wanted to like it and I really tried, but that I can't get with that fucking varnish note. It's too much. If the varnish note was toned down, right, it gives us a headache. It's one of the only fragrances that gives us a headache. I really wanted to like it. And it's sensational as an artistic sort of something being brought to life. You know what I mean? But the polish note is too much. And it's so... I don't know why, but the note of polish gives me a headache. Rough. Ambraquiso, I think it's called, is very good from DS and Durga, says Paroli. Yeah, I think I've heard of Ambraquiso. Wanna quiso my ass. Going to Ambraquiso my ass. Oh, excuse me. I must hydrate once again. Thank you for excusing me whilst I hydrated. Also, oh fuck. Sorry, I'm just fanning about. There we go. In the bin. Oh, I'm back. Oh, am I? Yes, I am. Oh, fuck. I Actually, I have Amakiso from DS and Durga says, Jean, it's lovely, but a bit boring. I reach for some of my other ambers more often. Does anybody have any thoughts on Ambre Rousse by Parfum d'Empire? Like, is that the sort of thing that you are interested in? Okay, I don't want it so dense. I'm truly Japanese like my Chloe, says Bob. Well, that's just the culture. Right. I was talking to my friend today about how I've got my friend who is French but lives in Japan. The person I bought the cologne concentrate, the Egoist cologne concentrate is off. And I was talking, I was like, it's amazing that like the Japanese culture is like, for like, they don't waste anything. If they can go with a lighter touch at any point for anything, they will. You know, it's all about like, that's part of the culture, about not being like not being like profligate, you know what I mean? Not being fucking, and I think that's amazing because it's something I struggle with. You know what I mean? And like, as far as the fragrances are concerned, if they don't use them to store them properly, like you won't get a fragrance that's gone off from Japan because they don't fucking like waste it, to store it properly, to look after things, you know? Well, it comes from that culture of like looking after and respecting things. No resources. Well, no, that's another thing as well. Mind you, the Germans are like that. They've got no natural resources. Yes, Sambra Kiso is a nice, balmy, modern, leathery, woody amber. Oh, no, not a woody amber. Like a Bonner is not light. It has heft, says Bob. Ambre Rousse is excellent. One of my favourite from the house, says Paroli. Do you get a big boozy note with it? Try Rose and Clear by JCA, Bob. Now that is ballsy. No rose in it. Yes, it's just ISO. It's just IBQ. Isobutylquinoline. It's shit. I smelled it and I was just like, this is woeful. You know? I just don't get it. I just don't get it with Jean-Claude Elena. I think it has a vodka note in it. You see, I would say it's something a lot sweeter. I know it has got a vodka note in it. You're right. It has got a vodka note in it, but it feels like it's a lot sweeter. I get a lot of ambergris. Oof. I don't know that I get ambergris from it. I don't think there's ambergris in it. If there is ambergris, they've made it. Like, it hasn't got natural ambergris in because the price would be scandalous, but it is very nice. However, they've knocked it up. That musk ambergris that Affinescence made, that's got no ambergris in it. Well, not a single iota of ambergris. Right? I'm almost certain. Rosica Bonner reminds me of iced tea, perfect for summer. Ooh, sounds quite nice. Like, it's like ice. I like what Tour de Hermes does with its fizziness. You know, I like a fragrance that can give off that fizz. Like Juniper does that for me. Juniper in a fragrance, and I don't drink, so I don't associate it with gin, and I don't associate it with like tonic water, you know. So Juniper just as a note has that kind of like bubbly, bursting bubble kind of smell, you know. Like it smells like a pop. Ambre Rousse turns a little shitty if it's too warm, says Pradeep. That's interesting. I can tell you now, it's not warm here at all. Do you know, I've got a 10ml of Grand Soir that I bought and I haven't touched it yet. And I haven't touched those Bortnikov Ouds I've got. I might wear one of them tomorrow. I need to properly make an effort to wear them, because if I don't, I'm not going to wear them at all and it's just stupid. Ambre Rousse. I find Dunhill Icon very effervescent, says Nick. I had Dunhill Icon, I had Icon Absolute, and I had Icon Extreme or Icon Elite. I gave them all to Richie G. I didn't like the original. I liked the gold one, but then I didn't like it anymore. I don't think it has real ambergris, but the official notes say it's ambergris, says Paroli. I'll tell you what it is. It's a very good ambergris accord. Whatever they've used to make up for it, it's done very well. But whatever they've done the same thing in that musk ambergris by Affinessence, and it smells like ambroxan. It smells synthetic. It smells like Sauvage, which isn't what you want for 300 quid a bottle, 250 a bottle. Scandalous. Benji, welcome. Scent of the day is Rochas Ferme. What's a reasonable price for Egoist Cologne concentrate? Just saw one listed on eBay for £400 for 50ml. Jesus H. Christ. Put it like this, I just got 200ml off my friend for 220 quid. You won't pay that. You'll pay that for about 100ml, about 200, about half what they're asking for twice the juice. 200, 250 for 100ml, Benji. The one I'm looking for now is Bois Noir. And my mate can get us one. He's like, look, I can get you one, but it's like 500 quid for 125ml splash. And I'm like, I think they're all splashes as well. I think they're all splashes, but the Bois Noir has the real ebony wood lid. Nightmare. Proper nightmare. Dunhill Icon OG is a great office scent, says Manly Sense. I just think I find it a little bit creamy. I find it a little bit white floral. I don't like it. It's not. I just don't like it. Look, the bottle's immense. Noir Peace has a fantastic rose note. People only talk about the spices, says Pradeep. I think Noir Peace is massively underrated. Massively. Agree, it's an excellent scent, says Nick. When you want something completely inoffensive but slightly interesting, talking about Icon. Just not. I think Dunhill fragrances are shit. They released that Century, and I just smelled it, and I was like, this is not a great fragrance. You know? Do your sales rep try to ring me today? I don't know what she wanted. I think I might. Like, they give you the hard sale at that Dior, and it's really, really off-putting. Like, it's really off-putting. Apparently the counter costs the same. Well, no, it costs more than the average house price in the UK at the minute, and that's just the counter. What the fuck was that? Sound like a firework went off in my fucking house. Blasphemy. Dunhill for Men is a masterpiece. Is Dunhill for Men the really old one? Because I've got a bottle of that. I've got a vintage bottle I got from a Nouge, and it is actually really nice, but it's a cologne. It's very thin. Yeah. Excuse me. It's released in 1934. Yes, that's right. Yeah, I've got a bottle of that. It's really nice, actually. Sniffing that now, Pradeep, says Bob. Gorgeous, sparkly lipstick top. Ooh. Oh. I bought something by accident today. A backup. I got myself a bottle of Pure Wood by Mugler at an extremely reasonable price. I think I paid about 60 quid for it, 65 quid for it. I've already got one. It's nice, it's all right, but it's not like... But for that price, fucking hell, it's brilliant. So, I've got one of them. that now. Yes, released in 1934. Noir Pieces, top 3 mall for sure, says Patchouli. Oof. What would be my top mall? I should do a top 5 mall because I've got more than 5, so I could do a top 5 mall. That'd be a good video. I might do that. I haven't done a list video. I sort of do a list video every Sunday. Me fragrance rotation. I sort of do that every Sunday. But is it really a list? I could squeeze another list and I might do a top 5 mall at some point. I want to review Au Noir as well. Anyone tried Guerlain Meur and Delirez? Is it on par with Cuir Beluga and Angelique Noir? I don't know, to be honest. Angel Man still my fave. Yes, I am mulling over. I'm mulling over 100ml tester bottle of a Thierry Mugler version of it. I love that. I love that shit. I really do love fucking Amen. I've got lots of Amen. You know, I've got a backup of pure Tonka, which is going for fucking stupid money, you know. 150 quid some bottles are selling for, you know. I think I've got a backup of Taste of Fragrance, which I absolutely love. I need to wear Taste of Fragrance, actually. I might wear it soon. I might wear that tomorrow. Problem is, I've put all the Amens to the back. I need to rotate my bottles. I want to wear M7 as well, Jesus. Pulled out my decant of Noir Piece just now. Yes, the rose is wonderful, says Jean. Everybody's just sitting there smelling Noir Piece. I saw one for 59 USD. Tester Angel Man. Was it the Thierry Mugler version, though? Or was it the Mugler version, Micah? Micah says, I sold my Pure Tonka and Pure Coffee. Say I've got both of them still. I think I've got backups of, I think, Pure Leather and Pure, but I got them at, like, really good prices, though. I saw Mancera release Tonka Cola. Sounds disgusting, says Spaced Out. You're not wrong. Just popped off. Noir Piece Atomizer and dropped 500ml on my shirt, says Bob. Oh, no. Yes, Thierry Mugler. You should buy it. If it's the Thierry Mugler. If it says Angel Man on the bottle as well, that's the original one. Like $59 US a bargain. You should snatch the hand off. Wish I could tolerate pure malt, but there seems to be a synthetic ingredient in that, and both Bogart pour on, which makes me want to vomit, says Nick. It's pure malt can give me a headache. Like, you spray more than 2 sprays on, and it depends as well. Like, 2 sprays on your chest and away from your face. It's massive. Says Angel Man on the bottle. Says Mike and Mike, just buy it. Just buy it. Even if you don't like it or don't want it, just buy it and sit on it. You could probably double your money overnight. You know what I mean? Not even that. You could probably triple your money if it says Angel Man on the bottle. That's if you're in that way inclined. But if I was you, I would keep it. I just swapped a bunch of frags I didn't want for older Angel and Amen. Quite pleased with that. I'd be quite pleased with that as well if I were you, Aaron. Get rid of stuff, because you've improved the collection there if you think about it. Even if you got rid of 5 fragrances you didn't want, and you got 2 fragrances that you did want, and they were older bottles of those fragrances, you've improved the collection because you've got rid of stuff you didn't want and you brought in stuff that you did want. You know what I mean? And you've shrank it. That's what I'm trying to do at the minute. I'm trying to shrink the collection but make it better. You know? Yes, but it's just a refill tester glass bottle. That sound doesn't make any difference. If it's full, buy it. Not even if it's full. It's a good price. Pure Malt's probably the most overrated and hyped of the Mooglas besides Ultra Zest. I don't understand the thing for... I don't understand the love for Ultra Zest. It's all right, but it's not. And it's not the magic that everybody says it is. Oh. Well, I've got a few minutes left, friends. So, if you want to like the stream, you are more than welcome to. If you want to leave a comment or a question, please do. Nick S says that Ultra Zest is just simple fun. Fun, fun, fun. Spaced Out, they might be offended if they find out we blokes wear it. Ooh. Pure Malt OG is my only Moogler, says Burb. Why they discontinued the Amen line? Surely it was still selling a bit. I wonder what they're going to do. Alright, L'Oreal with the house. Like, I don't know what they're thinking is. It's crazy. No. Good thing I kind of don't personally like wearing vanilla. I tend to wear green, woody, spicy fragrances mostly, says Spaced Out. And Nick says, I like Mugler cologne, but there are so many better colognes out there. Yes, it was just strange in its way, wasn't it? It was just very... It was very Mugler, you know? It was very Mugler. I hated that fucking... that line that they came out with, the cologne line, you know, come together, fly with me, and all of that was fucking shit. The fuck was the point in that? And they've all been got rid of. You know? L'Oreal have just completely tanked Mugler, like. Like, I don't know of anywhere that they still sell those fragrances, like. L'Oreal's a death sentence for fragrance brands. Yes. I am reeking of Rudnitska's dark-haired niece, says Bob. Nick says, even the names are terrible. Yes. Never cared for Mugler Frag, says Pradeep. Have none. Oh dear. And then Spaced Out says, Amen is forever legendary, which I tend to agree with. Ali Boy, Rich, have you discussed Tom Ford being bought out by either Kering or Lauder? Apparently it's Lauder. Kering own YSL and Gucci. Well, then I can see where you're coming from as far as Tom Ford being bought out by them because he's been in charge of both those brands. And obviously it would make sense that if they went, because they'd have a good relationship with them already, do you know what I mean? But apparently it's Lauder, because Lauder are the ones who make these fragrances. But the brand as a brand whole, you know, to own the name Tom Ford and the fashion and the fragrance and everything, because he's looking to sell everything. I would probably go with Lauder. I would think it would be Lauder. You should sell me 8 bottles of Balenciaga Pour On to downsize your collection, says Paroli. I don't want to downsize it that much, Jesus. L'Oreal is trying to compete with Coty for the crown of where fragrances go to die, says Anuj. It's a fucking pain, like. And you think what Coty's done for fragrances, like, not even over the years, just in history. And then for the way that they treat fragrance brands now is absolutely fucking abhorrent. But there we have it. Reports I saw, Kering were the front runners, but anything could happen. We don't know. It's up to Goldman Sachs. They're the bank he's chosen to try and get the sale through. So Who knows? Cheers to Unusual for seeing the chat and warehouse all this time, says Bob. Yes, but I'm going to have to relieve him of his duties now because I'm off. Thank you very much for watching, everyone. Thank you to everybody who has liked the stream, everyone who has commented, and anybody who wished to donate or buy me a coffee. Thank you very much. I may do a stream tomorrow, but I will certainly be doing my fragrance rotation video tomorrow night. So, thanks very much, everyone. Good night.